Is this how you get ready for a match?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, yes.
The Hypershock team is the only team to win 3 giant bolts. What do you guys think your secret to success has been?
Charm.
Charm? That wins matches?
If you want a serious answer, I think it's the fact that the team has grown from 4 or 5 to 12 people. So we have a lot of manpower now.
Yeah,
helps a lot.
You're absolutely right. I say charm because the first one we've won was best driver, and that's just flair.
That's what you contribute to the team. Is charm.
But the last 2 have been with this robot with you, and the team has just grown. So we now have 10, 12 people at any given time. We have more diverse
Talents.
talents. We have just more people, less stress. I mean, I show up to events now and hardly do anything, which is really nice. But everyone here could build this robot because of how refined it's gotten, how simple it's been to work on battery out, put motors in, test things. I've tried to make it as user-friendly as possible, and as a result, it gives us time to work on the little things and make sure that we can go in first thing in the morning and test and make sure everything's good to go, so that it sets us up for success in whether it's Battlebots All-Stars with your first time driving, where we actually had an opportunity to test driving because you needed to learn, you needed to practice. So you did more crab walking practice than I think anyone has ever done before your first match.
We either manually jammed side of drive or we just turned one side off so I could practice crabbing. But Will now does most of his work before an event where he does these little fine tunings, and I think the fact that we've stuck with this iteration of the robot and you haven't been focused on building up an entirely new Hypershock, it's allowed you to focus on those little details that's really fine tuned.
Time do you guys spend on design versus how much time do you spend on builds and practice?
What part of design?
Yeah, I mean, we split up design into kind of 2 different buckets. There's the mechanical design of the of the structure of the electromechanical components, how the robot functions, and then there's the aesthetic design, which ties a little bit into branding. It ties into armor shape, and so the workflow that we've done when we were kind of working from scratch was I get all the internal components, all the machine parts as like an Oort cloud of floating stuff in SolidWorks, and then we kick those off to get made, and we say, all right, we have to make a robot that fits around these parts, and then we design the armor, and it's a back and forth saying, okay, what would be cool to look at? So Alex.
The armor's been the same for the past many events we've been to.
Yeah, so Isaac and I, Alex and I, we would look through it and say, okay, what can we do? Oh, I can't make a compound shape, but I can do these multiple bends. So that's how we ended up with this faceted kind of tiered armor shape, and with the design prompt of avoid right angles at all costs. Emphasis all costs. And so then I have the bits inside and the armor on the outside, and then I have to make a chassis that fits everything together. So it's inside out, outside in, and then middle out at the very end, which is a very odd way of designing something, probably not the most efficient, but it gets the long lead items, i.e. the CNC parts, done first. And then we do the second longest lead time, which is bent sheet metal and powder coating. And then the last thing is just 2D sheets that can come from Xometry or any other laser cutting service, and that all gets thrown together and jigsaws together as a puzzle.
but he holds his right hand for caddying. So that way, it's a two-man operation. Yeah. Well, I mean, you guys figure it out. I actually have a picture of you guys caddying together at one point back in the day, like season 5 days.
It was like him caddying and me making like a cover for something.
No.
Oh, so that's why you need the headphones to drown him out.
So it was
And a hood to hide him out of my peripheral.
It was
If I'm
Will's.
not pacing, I'm talking. We're doing both at the same time.
I love Kyle to death, but Kyle will do this when I'm caddying. So Kyle's caddying, right? Or Kyle's me. He's at the computer trying to focus, and Kyle will be doing this with his phone.
No, but it's worse than that, Will.
And he'll be wearing a track in the carpet floor, and then he'll every once in a while he'll just stop. And then keep going. It's so sorry.
You have to do the 50 feet.
Oh yeah, it's.
Well, you gotta kick.
Oh yeah, sorry, it's a kick. Thank you. The Kyle Honor signature kick and slide. So sometimes I have to hide when I'm doing CAD.
So at one moment in season 5, if this was Will, Kyle actually reached over and started doing this business. I mean, like, to be fair, it was like 1 a.m. at that time, but still.
How long does it take you to assemble a Hypershock once all the parts arrive?
We did one yesterday. Somewhere between an hour and an hour and a half. If you start with a bare chassis, and the
whether you have
parts
to do
work.
modules. If you put the modules together, each module is like 40 minutes on its own, and it's half of that is just zip tying all the little wires just like you want them. And that's assuming everything's already soldered and we don't have to build the vessels up from scratch.
But I don't count the modules.
If all the modules are ready to go, an hour.
So here's the rub. So when I think of,
You're
I need to
gonna blur
assemble
this
a
out,
robot. When I think of how long does it take to assemble a robot, I'm assuming that I have these on the shelf. So this is like the drive motor module. So it's the motor, it's a sprocket on the motor, it's a magnetic encoder on the back, it's an ESC, the VESC motor controller, a Trampa 75300, and then a receiver. So the only things that are keeping this from being in a robot that's running in the arena is 4 bolts to hold it in, a chain, and 2 power leads. They're all bound to the same transmitter. So we can have robot 1, 2, and 3 all line up. You turn one on, run it, turn it off, turn on number 2. There's no models on the transmitter, nothing. It's as simple as we could possibly make it. So how long does it take to put one of these in? A minute.
How long did it take you to make that module?
That's sunken cost. It's different. Like Kyle said, probably
I can put one together and program it in. It's about 30 minutes of me doing it, and then it's like 10 minutes of getting someone else to do zip ties because I always do it wrong apparently. To more specifically give time to what it takes to design it, this robot, he started designing it for season 6 and started watching The Office. Around the time he finished watching all 9 seasons of The Office, this robot was about done in CAD.
There you go.
Will
One
gets a
season.
new show every season.
It's one I've already watched.
This time around it's been King of the Hill.
Yeah, I've been watching King of the Hill for Vertigo build and a little bit of Hypershock stuff. I've done Burn Notice. I've done The Office. See what else have I done? I did Futurama. Something
Bob's
that's in Bob's Burgers. Yeah, something in the background that's gonna give noise that leaves everyone out of my brain, and so I can just focus on staring at CAD and sorrow.
What made you guys pick the very bright color scheme?
Because it was fun and vibrant.
Guess Will's favorite color.
I like yellow. In season 4? No, season 3. In season 3, when the show came back on Discovery Channel, we said, all right, we need to have a toy. Because at this point, Witch Doctor had a toy. We almost got one with the little rake. But there was a year hiatus, and then everything got changed. And so our primary goal was to get attention, get a toy, and just be loud and obnoxious. So that started with the color, and it's been the same exact color, the same exact product. It's Tiger Drylock, who's now a sponsor. Before they were a sponsor, and before we had battle coats, we were using their color, and so it's been the same ever since.
Fun fact, the vinyl we use now is actually glow in the dark.
Oh yeah.
What? Well, I know we'll definitely see this in the battle box.
it's easier when it's
'Cause they-
done.
Oh wow. Okay, there it is. That pops at night.
Yeah, we don't focus on stealth.
No camo.
Yeah, sponsors are like really important. Whether it's awesome powder coating from Tiger and our collab collection called Battlecoats, or parts from Xometry. We need awesome sponsors to make all this happen, and that's why we're here. Is because of their generosity and their support. And from viewers like you who go to our website, hypershock.tv, and buy merch. You should go buy merch. Did I mention you should buy merch? Buy merch from every robot you like, and then the ones you don't like, because they also need the money to help fund all this nonsense. So yeah, go to hypershock.tv. All our socials are at hypershock.tv. Buy merch, support us, like and subscribe, hit that button, smash the button. Thank you, sir.
Ring a bell. Do all the things.
I'm
Bing,
holding
bang,
fast
boom.
in a hoodie.
Oh man,
Unrelatedly.
I sure wish I could have such a fancy hoodie here. If only a comfy, soft, well-branded, lovely
Merch.
P5 faux fur. I sure wish you'd buy some merch. Boy, it is your lucky day. You can buy Hypershock Yellow from Tiger Drylock today.
Hypershock Yellow?
And 6 other amazing colors in the Battlecoats product line.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you can powder coat boys, girls, anything.
Anything?
Anything.
I can powder
anybody.
coat my dog?
Don't.
Okay.
We do not support dog coatings. Do not test your powder coating on dogs. Or any color.
Can we powder coat Skorpios and battle coat yellow?
We have a blue.
We have a poolside blue. It's not quite the right blue, but it is
It's a pretty
nice.
great blue. Yeah.
Hey, next season, you heard it here first. Skorpios is going to use Tiger powder coat. And this is why Zach would never publish any of our videos.
I have to admit, I do not like the Home Depot spray paint I currently use.
Boy, do we know good powder coat for
really,
you?
Really tough. You can clean it. Like if you look at this wedge compared to what it looked like yesterday, like that was just me with my fingernail for like 2 hours, just getting all the tire off.
Yeah, we don't want to tell Kyle we have paper rags. We just let him use his fingernail.
The fingernail is good. I mean, look at this. It's a tool.
Well, there's actually tire under that fingernail he showed me.
Who's tired? We'll never tell. So,
It did what it needed to do, so I'll take it.